Show me the money. I actually need this. What's going on, everybody? It's me again, Golden Blue Dude. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Especially if you're a college football fan. I promise you will like this channel whether you agree with me or whether you want to talk trash. You're going to love it either way. So, it's time for my weekly spread pick video. So far, I'm 37-28. Killing Vegas. So, last week I went 9-4. My best week so far. I had a couple of rough weeks. 6-7, 6-7. But I've rebounded. I'm on a roll. I'm still above 500. Well above 500. So, let's have another great week. First game, the noon games. Clemson, Georgia Tech. Clemson is laying 27. I'm going to take those points. And it's not because Clemson's going to have a bad game. Georgia Tech is actually a decent game, and Clemson was pumped up for that Miami game. So this will be a little bit of a letdown, but not an upset. But I'm going to take the points. The next game, Pitt at number 13, Miami. I think this is the opposite effect. Miami is laying 13.5. I'm going to lay those points. On top of the opposite effect, Pitt beat Louisville only by 3 at home and did not look good. Miami beat Louisville on the road by 13, and it wasn't really that close. So I think Miami pounds Pitt this week. Next up, number 15, Auburn at South Carolina. And Auburn is laying points. I'm going to take those points and South Carolina on the money line to upset Auburn. Oh yeah, it's going to happen. The next game on the list, also a noon game. Kentucky at number 18, Tennessee. Tennessee laying 6. I'm going to lay those points. I think Tennessee is all over Kentucky. Tennessee had a good first half against Georgia, just didn't show up the second half. I think they're going to be determined and motivated, and Kentucky's going to take a whooping. And then the last noon game, Kansas at West Virginia, and the line now is West Virginia laying 22.5. I'm actually going to take those points, and it's not because I think Kansas is going to upset West Virginia. West Virginia is still trying to figure out their offensive woes, so I think this game will not be in doubt. But I think it'll be more like a 17-20 point win. So I'm going to take those points. Then let's move on to the 1:30 game. And that's Army at UTSA. And Army is laying 7.5. I'm actually going to take those points and suggest you take the money line on UTSA. They are a good team. I think they're better than Army. And I think this will be a mild upset. Then we move on to the one and only 2:30 game. Louisville at number 4, Notre Dame. Notre Dame is laying 16.5. I think Louisville is actually a little bit better than Florida State. I'm actually going to take those points, and I think Notre Dame wins in a close-ish game. Let's move on to the 3:30 games. UCF at Memphis. UCF laying 3.5. I'm going to take those points, and again, I would say take Memphis on the money line for an outright upset. I think Memphis gets it done. Duke at NC State. NC State laying 4.5. I will lay those points and not even think about it. NC State should be ranked. They are a good team, and they're going to obliterate Duke. Number 11, Texas A&M at Mississippi State. Texas A&M laying 5. I'm going to lay those points. I think Texas A&M is a much better team than Mississippi State. And now people are realizing that win over LSU for Mississippi State, not a good win at all. So I think Texas A&M is all over Mississippi State. And yes, I know they had a big win over Florida and they're primed for a letdown. Maybe they do have a little bit of a letdown. But even so, I still think they just annihilate Mississippi State. The last 3:30 game, Ole Miss at Arkansas. Ole Miss laying 2. I'm going to lay those 2 points. I think the small line is the reaction to the Arkansas-Auburn game. I think Ole Miss is a great offensive team, and I think they're just going to run up the score on Arkansas. Sorry, Hogs fans. And then, the 7:30 games. Number 5, North Carolina at Florida State. North Carolina laying 13. I'm going to lay those 13 points. I think Florida State is a much worse team than Virginia Tech, so I think North Carolina will be all over Florida State. Boston College at number 23, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech laying 13 points. I will take those 13 points, and I do think Boston College will upset Virginia Tech. This will be a moderate upset, but I think it will happen. But at the very least, take the points. Then, of course, the game that I've already talked about. So I'm not including it in my spread pick, but I really am. But I've already done a video on it. And that's number 3, Georgia against number 2, Alabama. Alabama laying 4.5 as of right now. I will still take those points. And Georgia on the money line. Look, Alabama has a great offense, but Georgia has a good offense. Georgia has a great defense, and Alabama has a terrible defense. And Nick Saban's not going to be there. Georgia with a mild upset. I hope you enjoyed my spread pick video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next video.